Check 1, 2. Music out of Iceland. Grisala pa 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 pa. Check 1, 2. I don't know what to make of this. I don't think I really like it. It's like Iceland homo rock. Homo rock from Iceland. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the program. Mark Scotty reporting. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. How are you? How are you? The big debate. The big debates are coming. The big debates with the big wigs on the Republican side of the aisle here in America, where we have elections, quote, unquote, elections, heavily influenced elections. The more money you have, the more electable you are, the more influence you have, the more votes you're worth, and things like that. Are they free and fair elections? Well, they're about as free and fair as they're going to get when disgruntled humans get together and try to pick a leader. But nonetheless, there is going to be a wonderful debate on Friday. This Friday, the Republicans will bang it out, duel it out with none only than Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's going to moderate the Republican debate on Friday. And the big news there is that Trump has said, because I'm so far ahead, I don't need to debate. Why do I want to debate these people that can't even get 10% of the vote? So Trump is, I guess he shows his cards, per se, you know. I'm not going to, why should I address the American people with the issues that matter when they already love me twice as much as everybody else on the stage? I guess there's a point in there. The point is to win the election. But it is nice to have you there. But I see his point. I see Trump's point to not want to go against people that are not gaining in popularity in America. Now, Vivek Ramaswamy is a great debater, and it's a must watch in my view. Vivek Ramaswamy going against Ron DeSantis. You've got sleepy Mike Pence in there, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott from Florida. I think I missed one. But five of them, there's five of them going to battle it out. No Trump and Tucker Carlson as the moderator. I think that's going to be a great event on Friday. So we'll talk about that. What about I talk a lot about mental health and fitness on this program, not because I'm mentally challenged or I'm not physically fit. Quite the opposite. I talk about it because I feel like most of the country suffers. It's not even the country. It's most of humanity suffers for failure to do certain things, like very, very simple, direct disciplines like meditation, like eating good food, like drinking enough water, like taking the sun, like learning how to breathe and relax. Right? These simple things are the cure for 99.9999% of the ailments people claim they have. Right, and it's also often a lot of these symptoms that spring out of heart disease and diabetes and other chronic illnesses. The feeling is a sense of depression, where the mood is depressed, as opposed to the mood being energized. Right? There's no energy going into the mood, so the mood is depressed. And medical profession says that we have antidepressant medication. We throw these pills at the problem, and that seems to make it go away. But research and science statistics suggest that does not work and never has worked. It works temporarily, maybe for a few minutes, and then the condition returns. Right? And the only way out of it is through the things that I just mentioned, holistic approaches. But there is research, even the scientists, as lackluster as they are, even they know that exercise can eliminate or completely eliminate, in my view, depression, these depressed moods that people have that lead to everything else, lead to social disorder, lead to crime, lead to violence, lead to suicide, lead to just a fucking waste of life, just sitting there blob. You don't know what you're doing. So we'll look at that as well. And to the unvaxxed, I got this amazing somebody on Facebook. I don't know who it is, but we'll talk about him when we get there. Made this wonderful this paragraph or two that I want to read for you about how unvaccinated people, the people who refuse to fucking succumb to the stupidity of the science, the alt science during the pandemic, the people who had their eyes open and said, "You're not shooting me up with anything. I don't care what you do." Right? They're now the heroes, according to this individual. The way he writes it, it does look like there is a awakening in terms of the people who resisted the vaccine. Because not only did they resist the vaccine, they resisted incredible discrimination. In the workplace, a lot of people were fired. Family and friends, don't come to my house unless you have your vaccine. Things like that. Vile discrimination. Crazy, right? Don't come to Christmas dinner because you didn't get your vaccine and you want to kill everybody. Right? Being called a killer, being called a murderer, right? For not succumbing to some pseudoscience that ultimately proved to not be valid at all. So we'll look at that as well. Where are we? So we got a website. Oh, yeah, so this is my thumbnail today. These are the fine candidates. We've got Tucker Carlson, not a candidate, but should be, moderating the other candidates, Ron DeSantis, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, and Vivek Ramaswamy. That's all happening on Friday. But, hey, let's talk about it now. Where's Trump? Where's Trump? Yeah, I'm not going to go. I don't need to do that. They're all losers. So I got a website, marcusconti.com, and Marcus in the Morning. We're live every day here on YouTube at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll look at the markets every day at 9:30. I'm the guy who gave you Rivian at 14. Now it's 25. 11 points ago, I gave you Rivian. You would have been rich if you listened to me. If you watched the program, and if you trade stocks and you watch this program, you should be rich by now. If you just took that one fucking lead, you'd be gold right now. I've been wrong sometimes, but that one I was spot on with, and it seems like it's moving up. So we'll look at the markets every morning at 9 a.m. No notification necessary. Just click on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, and everywhere else there is social media. and you'll find us. But if you want to be in the live show, like these fine people off to the left, these are not make-believe people. Suit Cooter, Vinny D. Martini, Dave Brown. Real people in a real forum having a real discussion. You remember back in the day when people had real discussions and talked to each other and didn't shit all over each other and piss on each other and fight and call people names? You remember back in the day when that was possible? Well, we're back. We're doing it. Nobody's pissing and moaning around here. We don't all agree, but why do we have to? Why does everybody have to agree with me? And if you don't agree with me, you're a fucking radical and you're a left-wing conspiratorial theorist and a right-wing kook. You're a Trump supporter. Well, fuck you. Fuck everybody. Right? Just be friends. Be fearless. And just communicate with people. Don't have any no agenda. No agenda. That's hard though. We all have an agenda. But every morning, 9 a.m., we're here. If you want to donate to this demonetized program, because the things that are said here are not allowed to be said for the most part in the mainstream. That's what they tell us on YouTube. And so we're pushed to the perimeter. And you're lucky if you find this program. Give yourself a round of applause if you found this program, because it might be the last stands in truth-telling. You can contribute through Zelle, PayPal, or Patreon. Those are the ways that you can contribute. And let's get a word from our sponsor. Thich Nhat Hanh, the great meditation master, says, there are many, many conditions for happiness. We often think of happiness as hitting the lottery, meeting someone that fills a void, our pets, our gardens, our world around us. All those things are relevant. The most relevant are the fascinations inside. The fact that you have eyes and ears and you hear things and you feel things and you see things. And Thich Nhat Hanh, the guru, tell us.
Breathing in, I'm aware of my eyes. Breathing
Yes.
out, I smile to my eyes. I recognize the presence of my eyes. Mm-hmm. Breathing in mindfully, I generate the energy of mindfulness. And with that energy, I recognize my eyes as existing. I embrace my eyes with the energy of mindfulness. And I might get the insight that my eyes are true conditions of happiness. And I might notice that my eyes are still in good conditions. And I get the insight that I need only to open my eyes in order to get in touch with a paradise of forms and colors that is available in the here and the now.
Total brilliance, the guru. All right, the simplest things, right? The simpleness, the simplicity of it all. Just relax, enjoy. Breathe in, breathe out. Depression will slip away. So I want to talk about this guy, right? So his name is Julian Sonko. Julian Sonko over there on Facebook said on July 7, Julian, if you're watching, I'll drop the link to the program. Let's give Julian a link to the program. I'm going to drop it in there because nobody said anything. You are on the show, yo. I gave it to him. You are on the show, yo. So vaccination exemption. This is brilliant, really. During the pandemic, a lot of people lined up for their injections, 1, 2, and 3 shots in the arm, 4 shots, boosters, fucking Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. Which one did you get? Did you get them all? Did you get this one? Did you get that one? There were stories of people getting 9 and 10 vaccinations because the city of New York was dishing out $100, and they took like 10 shots for $1,000. Fucking crazy shit, right? But here's a message to the unvaxxed. Even if I were pollinated and fully vaxxed, I would admire the unvaxxed for withstanding the greatest pressure I have ever seen, even from partners, parents, children, friends, colleagues, and doctors. People who are capable of such personality, courage, and critical ability are undoubtedly the best of humanity. They are everywhere in all ages, levels of education, states, and ideas. They are a special kind. They are the soldiers that every army of light wants to have in its ranks. They are the parents that every child wants to have and the children that every parent dreams of. It's glorifying the shit out of the unvaxxed. Why? They are there next to you. They look normal, but they are superheroes. They did what others could not. They were the tree that withstood the hurricane of insults, discrimination, and social exclusion. And they did it because they thought they were alone and believed they were the only ones. Banned from their family tables at Christmas, they never saw anything so cruel. They lost their jobs, let their careers sink, had no money, but they didn't care. They suffered immeasurable discrimination, denunciation, betrayal, and humiliation, but they kept going. Never before in humanity has there been such a casting. Now we know who are the best on planet Earth. Men, women, young and old, all races, religions, the unvaccinated, the chosen of the invisible ark, the only ones who managed to resist when everything collapsed. That's you. You passed an unimaginable test that many of the toughest Marines, commandos, Green Berets, astronauts, and geniuses could not withstand. You are made of the stuff of the greatest who ever lived, those heroes born among ordinary men who glow in the dark. Oh, wow. That's quite a statement right there. Vaccination exemption. So yeah, I thought it was. I think that's really well said. It's funny how only a year or two later we can see that. Right? They say hindsight is 20/20. You look back and you say, "Oh yeah, you're right, man. The discrimination was incredible. Really. I mean, to not have a mask on when you passed somebody is people were looking at you like you were trying to kill them." When they didn't understand what was happening, right? The fear was so fucking high that this piece of cloth in front of my face is going to solve all the problems. And why haven't you injected yourself with the goods? It was crazy. Defied science, defied sanity. So thank you, Julian Sunko, for that fine announcement. Now, this is funny too. I didn't realize the problem was so thick. Look at this. Nearly 40% of students at Brown University, a Ivy League school, where we send the best of the best, the smartest kids in the aisle, go to Brown, allegedly the smartest. But nearly 40% of students at Brown identify as LGBTQ plus. And we're still wondering what the plus means because nobody knows, right? But hey, no advertising while I'm doing my show. Hyundai, man, it's Hyundai. But isn't that fascinating? Is that possible that 4 out of 10 college kids are LGBTQ plus? Has fucking humanity gone upside down? It used to be an outlier. It used to be like, yeah, one maybe like 2 or 3 in 100 are lean towards a homosexual, lean closer towards their own sex in terms of like and lust and whatever that even means, attraction. And who cares, really? The only validity to all of that anyway is reproduction. Oh yeah, it's fun. We have fun. Sex is fun, but it's basically in the human, in all species, it's about reproduction. If you look at birds and bugs and animals, other, living reptiles, you don't necessarily look at their sex act as fun. You look at it as a means for reproduction. But for humans, it's an identity. And I just find it fascinating that upwards of 40%, I think the number is 38% of kids at Brown University, and I'll call them kids because they're kids, identify as one of these other types of sexual preference or sexual identity. Is there, and it occurs to me, is there really a problem with that? Not really. It's when the problem is that they're trying to shove it down everybody else's throat. They're trying to shove this LGBTQ plus garbage down kids' throats and say, you too, kids, let's get them while they're kids. So they can, don't trust your own instincts. Don't trust your own body. Listen to us and join the clan, join the fad. That's what it is, in my view. So the number of Brown University students identifying as LGBTQ plus has doubled since 2010. I had a new poll shows about 38% of students at the Ivy League school identified as either homosexual, bisexual, queer, asexual, pansexual, questioning, or other, more than 5 times the national rate for adults not identifying as straight. So 5 times the national rate. 38 divided by 5 is what? It's like all right, so maybe 7 or 8% of the population identifies as one of these things. And what is questioning? What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. When you're asked what's your sexual preference, it's like I don't know. Then you're part of you get lumped into LGBTQ plus. Maybe you're the plus. I don't know. What kind of sex are you? I have sex. Yeah, I like sex. I don't know. Are you queer? No, I don't know. Right. So I don't know. There's even a category to swing the fucking people into even more confusion. If you say you don't know, then you're one of us. You could be one of us by just saying I don't know what I am. That's clever, right? That's a clever one, right? You don't know what you are? Good. Get it. Join the crowd. A similar poll conducted at the school over 10 years ago found that 14% of the student body identified as being part of this community. That's 10 years ago. The poll conducted by Brown Daily Herald, that's the school newspaper there, did the report. So it is unclear how many students were polled. Brown had 7,200 students, another 3,500 in graduate and medical schools. They got over 10,000 students. 4,000 of the 10,000 identify in this category of alt sexuality, alternative sex. 4 out of 10. It's fascinating, right? The Herald could not be reached for comment. About 7.2% of American adults identify as non-heterosexual. So that's the official number. About 7% of Americans. About 7% of Americans. That's less than 1 in 10. That's not a lot. But 4 in 10. Why such a giant number? Why such a bump up in an Ivy League school? Why? Because it's a fad. It's cool to be part of the LGBTQ plus crowd. You move. There's upward mobility, man. You're part of the club. You don't know. I don't know. What am I? I don't know. Am I a man, a female? I don't know. Fucking whatever, man. Okay, whatever. I'm whatever you are. I'm whatever you want me to be at this moment. Right. which is kind of cool. But it is, I don't know. It's just, I think it's, I think it flies in the problem is that it flies in the face of common sense and sensical. Look, we're not that important, right? Get off the high horse. Humans are not that, we're not that important. Your sexual identity is not that important. The only thing that's important about sex in humanity is the reproduction, that you keep reproducing so that the species continues. If you stop doing that, there is no species. The numbers go down, and then something else eats us, the remainder, right? Look, if humans fail to reproduce for 100 years, what happens? They're gone. Gone. Eviscerated. Go down to very, very small numbers, and then just the last of the old people die. Right? Sex is about reproduction. Enjoy yourself, but it's about reproduction. And if all of these folks right here don't agree, and they think they're part of some alt type of humanity, some alt type of sexuality, then you're leading to you're leading to less humans on the planet and less reproduction. Or maybe, they're pro-abortion too, right? So a lot of these people say, oh, no, if I have a baby, then it takes away my life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Kind of mixed up crowd. Let's look at the market. Yeah, market's open. Ding. Holy shit. Go. Let's talk about the money, man. Fuck all that shit. So what do we got here? Come on, give it to me. Refresh. Bang. Go. All right. I thought the NASDAQ was going to open up a little higher. We pulled back a little bit. NASDAQ. Where's the NASDAQ? Dow Jones Industrial Average up 150. S&P 500 up 8. NASDAQ up 12. It was up 40. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ for one sec. 1 second. My pages are sticky. Let's see what we got here. Give me the chart. Chart. Okay. We're going a little higher. Looks like we're going up a little bit. Looks like we're going up a little bit higher. A little bit higher. What do we got here? Yeah. So big board. Apple flat, down 20 cents. Amazon up 47 cents. Google down 32. Meta, formerly Facebook, up $1.50. Microsoft down $2. Nvidia up $2. Rivian down 50 cents to 25. Oh boy. And now going up. Watch, it's rallying right now. You can see it coming up off the bottom, 25. Watch Rivian go. Watch. Watch Rivian go. You can watch it in real time. Go. There it is. There's the 15-minute. Watch it come off the bottom. We're at 25.12 already, 25.11. And 25. So we're down 40 cents right now at 25. Is that the top? I don't know, man. It looked like the top was 17. Then the top again was 20. Now we're at 25. What's the next stop? 30? Rivian's going, man. Why am I complaining, man? I gave you that stock. I gave it to you down here at 14. And look at it run. Look at all the money. Also, Wall Street is home prices hit a new high in May as inventories remain woefully low. So U.S. home prices hit a record high in May, a new report found, largely reflecting deep inventory constraints. So it seems that the value of homes went down in 2022 a little bit off the top, but it's rebounding bigly right now. There was a chart. What is the chart? Here's the chart. Yeah. You see the chart, how mortgage rates, the mortgage rate in 2021, I believe, was under 3, 2.8, and now we're up at 6.8. So that's a big deal. Every time the Fed jacks up the interest rate, it causes the the value of homes to go down because of the mortgage rate. People don't want to spend 6.8% interest. That's expensive as opposed to 2.8. So when you jack up the interest rate, people are less likely to buy a home with that high interest rate because they're paying more money. So it causes the overall value of the homes to come down. Right? If someone wants to sell their home, they got to come down a little bit because people are paying too much on the interest, right? So it does seem that people are getting over that now. They're over it. They're over paying more interest, right? So because the evidence is in more people buying more homes right now, according to the media, and that's good for the market because when home value goes up, that's assets, and it has an effect on the overall market. There's no doubt about it. So let's see, we're 6 minutes into the session, and there goes the NASDAQ bumping up. The NASDAQ is bumping. NASDAQ is moving up 37, Dow 139. So we're green right now. Markets are green right now. And we like that. We like that. So that's the gay story. We don't say gay anymore. Gay is old-fashioned, right? Exercise, this is better. Is exercise old-fashioned too? It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Eat a little bit of good food and exercise a lot. And you won't have 99% of the problems people are walking around with. You might encounter them, right? You might encounter a little low blood sugar crash or a little dizziness or fucking stomach pain. Like these are common symptoms of daily living, right? If you get a little nauseous or you get a little headache, don't run to a fucking doctor to fix you, right? Go for a walk. Breathe, drink some water, get out in the sun, get away from the tension that's causing the fucking problem. What is burning here? What is this? Video shows historic church in Massachusetts engulfed in flames. Wow. That's a fucking bang. Oh, man, what a tragedy. What a tragedy. Fucking watching a church burn. God is good. God is good all the time. Exercise is effective for battling chronic depression, says a new study. It's almost like a joke. It is jokeable. It is laughable to think that this is some new study. So the jack-off science is so far behind that they say, look at our study. That proves that exercise. See, we need proof. Right? You look at all the monasteries around the world, all the meditators and the health food people, and that's not evidence enough. Unless we do it in a laboratory and under our conditions, then it's not valid. Right? It's fucking stupid people. Right? So here's what they found. The JAMA, whatever it means. It's something about medical association. Short bursts of exercise can help reduce the symptoms of chronic depression, a study has found. Study published found when people over 50 who suffer from conditions often linked to depression, such as diabetes, heart disease, and chronic pain, exercised, the activity reduced their depression symptoms. Look at that. It's interesting that they actually admit that depression is linked to diabetes, heart disease, and chronic pain, because sometimes they don't tell you that. You have diabetes. No, but you're depressed, so you need antidepressants. I've never been to a doctor. I've never been to any medical professional ever in my memory that ever told me to eat right and exercise. I'm not just saying go out there and get a little stretch. I'm talking about exercise, vigorous exercise. So this is what they found. Right? And I've always said that. I've never said like just, do 2 push-ups and you're done. You gotta stay out there for a while. The research, which followed more than 4,000 Irish adults with an average age of 61, they followed them for a decade, found if adults suffered from the conditions linked to depression, if they exercised at least 20 minutes a day, 5 times a week, their symptoms improved. So, if you have the study, this is just to reiterate, if you already have the symptoms of diabetes, heart disease, chronic pain, and you exercise for 20 minutes a day for 5 days a week, so that's like almost every day. Why not every day? Why do you need 2 days off from simple movement, right? Simple yoga for 20 minutes. You feel good when you do that. We're not talking about running. We're not talking about heavy duty, or even run for 20 minutes. 20 minutes to me is not enough running, but anyway, if you have the symptoms, you exercise for 20 minutes, your symptoms improve. However, this is interesting. People in the study suffering from depression, but without an accompanying chronic disease, needed moderate to vigorous exercise 2 hours daily for symptoms to ease. Now, you ask yourself, who on God's green earth has 2 hours to devote to exercise? People they say, what? 2 hours to take care of myself? Hell no, man. I got to go to work. Give me a pill. Give me a fucking water pill so I can sit at my desk and work. That's what people do. They're not going to take care of themselves because they see the time. Right? Now, the point is that is the best 2 hours of your life. Right? If you had to exercise, I think that's an overshoot. I don't think you need to exercise for 2 hours a day, but it would be nice if you did. Right? But if you could if you could get out there for 1 hour, I think the magic bullet is around between an hour and an hour and a half. When you get into an hour and a half and 2 hours, especially with running, that's rough. But anything over an hour, you enter into a kind of a twilight zone, a new kind of relaxation where you're not thinking. There's your mind. You don't at that doing that, the thinking becomes irrelevant because you're awash with serotonin and endorphins and kephalins, all these chemicals in your body that are releasing because of the good karma that you're doing. When you're exercising and moving, you're putting everything together. You're getting the body to work as a team again. Right? Not just I got to go to the doctor because my liver fell out. No, your liver's falling out because it's out of sync with the rest of the body. Get out there and bring it back to the rest of the body. Right? So they found people with ailments 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. The ailments, the problems, the symptoms of depression pretty much go away. And if you don't have diabetes and heart disease and the other shit, then 2 hours. So let's put it in between those two. I would say, an hour a day. So, but again, the fascination with the study is that they're putting this out there like it's something new. Like, we have the medical profession. We have this incredible discovery. Exercise can eliminate depression. How stupid. We've known this for centuries, for thousands of years, that depression is generated from inside. It's karma. It's the garbage you're eating. It's your environment. It's your exercise or lack thereof. It's your ability to relax. It's your ability to drink enough liquids and get out in the sun and rest. Be restful. Right? Exercise is not a exertion, by the way. When exercise is done correctly, it's a release of energy. You feel yourself building in power. Yoga reveals that. So is meditation. People think of meditation as something tiring, but it's actually, that's the prerequisite. When you that reverses and it becomes something of an energizing nature where you want to stay there and you want to be there because of what it's revealing to you. So there it is. Can't make it up. You get depressed? Get off your fucking fat ass. How many times have I said that on this program? Get off your fat ass and exercise. When you see someone paddling through some fat pig in the supermarket waddling down the fucking sweets aisle, don't feel sorry for that person. Don't just say, get your fat ass out of my way. I'm trying to get to the healthy fucking cereal on the bottom over here, the oatmeal. But on the other hand, if you see someone, grotesquely overweight or clearly out of shape, out there on the trail, walking and breathing and suffering, you give them a hand. You walk by and you say, thank you. Thank you for being out here. Thank you for confirming there's still some humanity. You cheer that person on. You never, because the person is aware. They're doing it. They're like, oh shit, I'm fat. I know. And if they ask you for advice, you give it to them. You say, keep doing what you're doing. Right? Researchers gave them questions, so whatever. But the examples of symptoms from the questionnaire included trouble keeping my mind on what I was doing. Well, all people have that problem to some degree. My sleep was restless. Yeah. Well, what are you thinking about? Why, well, sometimes it's not even what you're thinking about. Sometimes you're sleeping restlessly because of causes and conditions in the day. All right, the planet spinning too fast, too slow, whatever it is. Sometimes you're just restless. It's not a big deal. When you are restless, you see it. You say restless mind, and you breathe. Mind is restless, and you breathe. Breathe in and out. Restless mind. What is that? What is that? Yeah, the thoughts are very sticky. There's a lot of go energy there. And you breathe into it and you relax it. That's it. Cured. You're at that moment you are cured. At that moment you're healing yourself through the power of mindfulness and meditation. You're healing yourself because you're bringing awareness to it, and it can't exist if you're aware of it. It cannot exist. It exists for a moment, and then it falls apart. If you put your attention on the sensations of depression, within moments, it'll lift. Within, especially on a long run, especially if you're out there exercising for an hour, if you can bring mindfulness to breath while running, there's no way that depression can last. It can't hold on because you're doing everything opposite of what caused it, right? All the things you were doing are not there anymore. Right? So this is real. And look, you can even meet and mingle while you're doing your dumbbell. And you don't need all this crap. You don't need fucking. I exercise with rocks. I use like heavy rocks. Like you can, and rocks are always available. You can have two big rocks, and work your arms, with heavy rocks. Right? You can go behind, lay down, and do push-ups, like inverted push-ups with the rocks, or one big rock. Rocks are very good, or long sticks. You can use. Everything is available to you out in the brush. Don't be afraid. Right? You want a nice soft surface? There's no softer surface than grass. Lay on your back. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of getting dirty? What are you afraid of Mother Earth getting on you? Lay on your back in the grass and raise your legs and throw your legs to the sky. If you have edema and swollen fucking legs and hemorrhoids and all the other garbage that piles up in the bottom of the body, right? Varicose veins and all this shit. Lay on your back and put your legs up to the sky and wiggle them, and it'll go away. Right? Raise your feet to the sun and wiggle them. Right? And you'll be fine. Right? So congratulations, medical profession, for finally figuring it out that exercise works. And so here we go. So I was kind of winded on that, but that stuff. Let's talk about briefly. I'm already 44 minutes in. Tucker Carlson to host the GOP presidential primary forum with five candidates. So former Fox News host Tucker Carlson will host a Republican presidential primary forum in Iowa on Friday. Yes, we will be watching. That will include five candidates. The notable part of this debate is that Trump will not be there. Blaze Media is teaming up with a family leader, to bring you the first presidential forum of the 2024 Republican primary season, hosted by none other than Tucker Carlson. Contestants will be Ron DeSantis, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina, and former Vice President Mike Pence. So it'll be, again, in Desmond, Iowa, July 14. I think Jim, you're in Iowa, right? Jim, go to the thing, man. Bring your camera to Des Moines. Des Moines, excuse me. I keep pronouncing it wrong. Des Moines, there's no S in it. Des Moines, Iowa, July 14. Jim, get your fucking ass out there, man. My brother, Jim Gerard. Jim Gerard in the chat is from Iowa. Go over there, check it out, man. Roll the camera, man. Reporting live from the fucking debate. Nobody else will be there, only you. The event will be live streamed, yes, on YouTube. We're gonna watch. And Trump is averaging 53% support in the GOP polls, according to Real Clear Politics. He's beating everybody else by 32 points. Donald fucking Trump. In April, Trump declared that he is so far ahead of his rivals that he doesn't see a reason to participate in the debates. There's always a reason. Anytime you're out in front of people, it's a good thing. Now, with Trump not on the stage, what do you think the main subject is going to be? The object is to take Trump down. Are these five people going to be a Trump-hating fucking crowd? Because that's what it could end up being if depending on how Tucker Carlson moderates. If all everybody wants to talk about is how much better they are than Trump, then it'll be rather boring. I think that I just think it'll be fascinating. Vivek Ramaswamy, these are all good people. I don't know much about Tim Scott. He's not a media whore. He doesn't have the ability to get the media to listen to him, so I would rule him out. DeSantis is a real contender. As I said, Tim Scott is kind of... Nikki Haley, too, she says some controversial things, but I don't think she has the wild support. Mike Pence, I don't know, I could be wrong about that. Joe Biden got elected, and he was a vice president just because he was. There might be some people that remember Mike Pence and lean on him, but he's a zero, really, personality-wise. He doesn't say anything. And then there's the great Vivek Ramaswamy, who is energized and young and vibrant and totally got his lights on. So we'll be watching that on Friday and see how it all pans out. Give a last look at the market. Ding. Give it to me. Come on, man. Oops. And we slipped out of bed a little bit. NASDAQ down slightly. NASDAQ pulled back. It was up and then it was down. Let's see what we got here. But anyway, I'll deal with that later. Thank you all for joining me. And so welcome, everybody. Kaz of Philly Camden in the house. Mad Cow Mark. Jim Gerard. Is Jim? Did Jim respond? Jim. Yeah, Jim. If you're listening, if you're still listening, get out to that debate and let's see it. Let's see it live. I want to see it from your camera. I want to see you out in front asking the good people as they walk in, who are you voting for? Are you voting for Trump? Fuck all these people, man. Trump is going to win. Trump is a hero. Trump is Jesus, for God's sake. Anyway, it's okay. What do we got here? Some more of this garbage right here. Peace, everybody. See you tomorrow. Marcus Conte reporting.